In ancient Crete, archaeologists discovered a palace so massive and complex that it resembled a maze. This discovery wasn't just any palace, it was the legendary Palace of Knossos, where many believe the Minotaur myth began. Was this mythical beast, half man and half bull, really locked inside a labyrinth? Or was the Minotaur story a reflection of something darker, a real struggle for power and control in ancient society? In this video, we unravel the mysteries of the Minotaur, revealing the truth behind the myth and how it connects to real events in ancient Crete. Let's start seeing what the Minotaur really symbolizes. The Minotaur, the monster of ancient Greece, has fascinated storytellers and historians for centuries. The basic story goes like this. King Minos of Crete traps the half-man, half-bull beast in a labyrinth, only to demand the sacrifice of Athenian youths to feed it. Theseus, the hero, eventually slays the creature with the help of Minos' daughter, Ariadne. But what lies beneath this myth? Let's start with the Palace of Knossos. Archaeologists in the early 1900s uncovered a sprawling complex in Crete, so intricate that it reminded them of the labyrinth from the Minotaur myth. The palace had multiple levels, countless corridors, and a layout that easily confused those who entered. The word labyrinth itself is thought to derive from the word labris, meaning a double-headed axe, a symbol of the Minoan civilization. Could this palace be the inspiration for the labyrinth? The connection seems too close to ignore. What's even more interesting is the idea that the Minotaur myth might have evolved as a symbolic tale of the complex, confusing power structures in ancient Crete. Knossos wasn't just a palace, it was a center of power, trade, and influence. The labyrinth could represent the political web surrounding King Minos' rule, and the Minotaur, a symbol of the darker, more violent side of his reign, bull-leaping rituals. But where did the half-man, half-bull part of the story come from? Let's talk about the Minoans' fascination with bulls. Archaeologists discovered frescoes in Knossos depicting young men and women engaging in bull leaping, a ritual where participants would vault over charging bulls. Political power and sacrifice. The myth also speaks to a darker truth about power and sacrifice in ancient societies. King Minos, in the story, demands that Athens send 7 young men and 7 young women every year as a tribute to Crete. This act of sacrifice could represent the real political dynamics at play between Crete and Athens. Crete, with its advanced civilization and military strength, may have exerted influence over Athens, leading to these symbolic tributes. But why were these youths fed to a monster? The Minotaur's insatiable hunger might symbolize the unrelenting nature of power. Rulers like Minos used fear, violence, and control to maintain their dominance. The myth could reflect the harsh realities of life under such rulers, where the people were the sacrifices to satisfy their king's demands for power. The role of Ariadne. Let's turn to Ariadne, often portrayed as the hero who helps Theseus defeat the Minotaur by giving him a ball of thread to find his way out of the labyrinth. But was she really a hero, or just another pawn in the power struggles of ancient Crete? Some interpretations suggest that Ariadne's actions weren't driven by love, as many myths portray, but by her desire to escape her oppressive family. She may have helped Theseus out of self-interest, using him as a way to gain freedom from her father's rule. This moral ambiguity is a key theme in the Minotaur story, the Minotaur's psychological symbolism. Then there's the Minotaur itself. What does this creature represent? At first glance, the Minotaur seems like a straightforward monster, a half-man, half-bull that terrorizes and consumes. But if we dig deeper, the Minotaur can be seen as a symbol of human nature's dualities. Half-man, half-animal, the creature embodies the conflict between reason and instinct, civilization and savagery. Ancient Greeks struggled with these ideas, as they lived in a world where civilization was constantly at odds with the wild and the chaotic. The labyrinth, in this sense, could represent the mind itself, a maze of thoughts, emotions, and fears. The Minotaur at its center might be the fears or instincts we try to suppress. By defeating the Minotaur, Theseus doesn't just conquer a physical monster, but also the darker parts of the human psyche. This interpretation adds a psychological depth to the story that continues to resonate today. Connections to ancient gods. The Minotaur myth also has religious connections. Some scholars have linked the Minotaur to the worship of the Egyptian bull god Apis, and even to Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. Bulls were often seen as sacred animals, connected to fertility, power, and nature. In the myth, it's Poseidon who curses Minos with the birth of the Minotaur, as a punishment for not sacrificing a bull to him. This ties the Minotaur directly to ancient rituals of sacrifice and divine retribution, making the story even more complex. The Minotaur myth isn't just a story about a monster, it's a reflection of ancient Crete's political power, cultural practices, and psychological anxieties. Is it a simple myth or something much deeper? Let me know in the comments what you think about the Minotaur. And don't forget to check out our other videos. Thanks for watching!